up, everybody? My name is Nunnally, and welcome to another episode of Let Them Speak, where I ask students' opinions on trending topics. Police say for the most part that the protests were peaceful. It wasn't until a select few branched out that it became violent. These ministers come sporadically throughout the year on IUPUI's campus and draw large crowds of students. So what we wanted to know is why students actually stop and listen. Students were enjoying their fall break when parents received a voicemail. The Southport Police Department's drive is offering things like sweaters, baby bottles, flashlights. Closing down such a normally busy street is something that the city of Greenwood did not take lightly. So the students have spoken. Tune in 2 weeks where I ask other students' opinions on trending topics. Also, please like, share, and subscribe at The Campus Citizen and at thecampuscitizen.com. We love you. The words written on a note attached to a balloon and flowers sat on the grounds of Rhodes Elementary School. Neighbors of Wayne Township are shocked and deeply saddened by the loss of Miss Erica Wells.
We're heartbroken. You know, the whole community is suffering.
Wells had been a teacher at Rhodes Elementary School for 15 years. She died when a truck driver hit her while riding her bicycle in Greenwood. Wells was 38. Rhodes Elementary School is vacant right now. Students were enjoying their fall break when parents received a voicemail.
Deeply saddened we are by the loss of Rhodes Elementary.
The superintendent notified parents of Wells' death, describing what happened and how she'll be greatly missed by staff and students.
It takes you by surprise. Not something you would expect on fall break when you're enjoying time with family, and you get a phone call that, in my opinion, one of the best teachers so far that I have been encountered with, she's gone.
After hearing the news, parents found it difficult to tell their children Miss Wells was gone.
She got very upset. She was very close with Miss Wells. She admired Miss Wells. She still talked about some of the lessons and things that they did in class when she was her student.
Her personable teaching not only impacted students, but parents as well. A mother whose daughter was a former student talked about how a packet prepared by Miss Wells left a lasting impression. In it was a tissue.
It talked about wiping away your tears so that, you can catch your tears and you can save them.
Students shed their tears, but can remember Miss Wells as the teacher that made children smile and parents feel secure. Nunnally, 24-hour News 8. Hoosiers gathered outside of Indiana State House for an anti-Trump rally. Protesters carried signs and shouted sayings.
When Muslims are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back!
Many are scared for America's future, including Monica Valeres, a 30-year-old Latina whose family are immigrants.
Think about the 11 million people who are living in fear, who this Thanksgiving will be scared, with the threat of getting DACA removed, the threat of having families being separated.
After a couple of hours at the State House, over 500 protesters marched Monument Circle and downtown streets. IMPD patrolled the area to ensure protesters were safe, and the rally remained peaceful.
Even though numerous ordinances and numerous laws were broken tonight with some of the protesting, blocking traffic, making it difficult for individuals maneuver in the streets, we did not take any enforcement action. We want to make sure that their First Amendment rights are protected.
Police say for the most part that the protests were peaceful. It wasn't until a select few branched out that it became violent.
This group then began to chant and make threats directly at our officers. Threats such as kill the police, trying to instigate this particular crowd towards violence towards our officers. At that point, it was decided that the actual instigators were going to be placed under arrest.
During the arrest, police say the group began throwing rocks. Officers threw pepper balls to subdue the crowd. After a few tense moments, the crowd complied and continued on the sidewalk.
In our community, we want people to exercise their First Amendment right. However, we cannot allow for us to have violence or property damage. Fortunately, no property was damaged tonight. Unfortunately, some individuals had to go to jail and 2 officers are injured.
IMPD asks anyone with video of Saturday night's violence to call them. Nunnally, 24-hour News 8.
Some puppeteers really enjoy the building. Some puppeteers really enjoy the designing part, but maybe not the building. Some puppeteers mostly love the performing side of it. If I had to say, I really enjoy the performing side of it, but I also know how to do all of the other stuff as well. My name's Heidi Shackelford, and I am one of the puppeteers here at P-Winkle's Puppet Studio. Today, you guys got to see the slightly haunted puppet show, which is why I'm dressed as Gertrude the Witch. A puppeteer is a performer who uses inanimate objects to tell a story. So it could be anything as simple as a Coca-Cola can to something as complex as what you saw here today with strings. It could be robotics, it could be, the hints. And so any artist that's making something move and communicate a message. Now the kind of puppets you saw today are called marionettes. And what makes the marionettes special is that they work with strings. So there's lots of different kinds of puppets. There are hand puppets, finger puppets, glove puppets. Puppets you saw today were specifically marionettes, with the exception of Zombie and Dracula. Those were hand puppets. I love watching the audience. I know so many of them have never seen anything like this. So many of the kids don't see anything like this. So many kids don't get experiences to come into a theater that's specifically for them and their age group, where the shows are just the right length, the humor is for them. So to watch their eyes light up when I've got a puppet that's got 3 strings that's just creating magic in front of them, it's everything that this is about.
He's outgoing. Yes, you are. He is goofy. He hasn't talked yet, but I know when he gets to talking, he will have so much to say. Hi, I'm Danielle Yelder. I'm 25 and I'm the mother of Cairo, who is 8 months. Well, a good mother to me thus far is making sure that my child doesn't need anything. As in, he's full, he's well taken care of, he's clean, that he has a nice place to go to, warm bed, those type of things. I don't want to fail this person. I'm in charge of his well-being completely. Like, I'm in charge of him eating and making sure he has somewhere to sleep. Like, if he gets in trouble somewhere in school, like, I'm raising a black boy. Like, that's scary in itself. You just think about that stuff. There's no book that can tell you how to be a mom. You kind of just learn and grow. It was the first 3 weeks. It was just, sometimes he was crying and I didn't understand why. His diaper would be fine, he would be fed. And I think he was going through like a growth spurt where he just wanted to eat all the time. And it was really frustrating because I'm like, I don't know what to do. And at that time, you still have your emotions going high. And, his dad was there and I just left the house. Of course, when I came back, I was like gone for like 30 minutes. I wasn't gone long, but like, I just needed to get out. And I'm the type of person that wants to know everything. So when I don't know, and like he can't tell me, like, it was so overwhelming. Now what I do, I just breathe through it and just put on my favorite song or some trap music and I just let him cry. Cause sometimes there's nothing that you can do. Just let him cry. I offer him the milk. Sometimes he'll take it, sometimes he doesn't. And I have to remember he doesn't speak English. So you just have to be patient. Like, I've really worked on my patience. I saved all of my patience for him. That's definitely one of the things I've done to help with those times, because I know it's not gonna be the last.